Good morning all. Welcome to the Python programming workshop. In this session, we will going to discuss collections in Python. In this lecture, we will discuss list from that collection. So, what is collection? Collections in Python are containers that are used to store collections of data. Collection types are built in Python. So in Java also CPP there is a collection type present, which is nothing but your containers for to store the data. For example, array is nothing but a collection itself. Okay, so there are 4 collection data types in Python programming language. List. What is list? List is a collection which is ordered. Great. List is a order that is having some index like array. Okay, and elements in that list are changeable. That means we can change the values in the list. Oh yes, list allows duplicate members in the list also. That means what is list? List is a collection of ordered, indexed, changeable and duplicate elements are allowed. Yes. So move to the next collection type. Tuple. Tuple is also a collection which is ordered, indexed, but elements in that tuples we cannot change their values. Okay, so that is the difference between list and tuple. Okay, so in tuple duplicate elements are allowed. Yes, tuple allows duplicate members. Great. So third type of collection in Python is a set. What is set? Set is a collection. Okay, is it ordered or unordered? Set is a unordered. That is, order is not important. Unindexed. We cannot index the elements in the set. Unchangeable. That means we cannot change the values in the set. Okay, so duplicate elements. Yes, no duplicate members allowed in the sets. Yes, that is the difference. List and tuples, what duplicate members are allowed, but sets, no duplicate elements or members allowed. Great. So move to the next collection type, that is dictionary. Dictionary is a collection which is unordered, changeable means we can change the values, and indexed. Okay, so dictionary having indexed but unordered. We can change the elements in the dictionary and no duplicate members allowed. Okay, so these are 4 different types of collection. In that, when choosing a collection type, it is useful to understand the properties of that type. Yes, when we want to implement some project, in that we want to implement some collection, so which collection is suitable for our project? That is the most important decision based on their properties, and choose correct type for the particular data set. Great guys, hope you understand what is the difference between list, tuple, set and dictionary. These are 4 different types of collections. Okay, so hope you understand the concept. If you have any doubts regarding collection, let me know and write the query in the comment box or chat window. So move on to the next point. Now we will study list in details. So list, just like the arrays declared in other languages, lists are there. But one most powerful thing in that list need not be always homogeneous like array. What is array? In other languages, array is a derived data type which stores homogeneous data elements together in a single entity, which having ordered, which have index. Yes, but here in Python, lists are similar to array, But one most important difference is we have to store non-homogeneous data elements together in a list in the Python, which is not the property of array in other CCPP languages. Okay, so great. Let's move to the next point. A single list can contain strings, integer, as well as other types of objects also. A list is a collection which is ordered and indexed. Most important. That means we can access the elements based on the index from the list. Yes. Lists are mutable. What is the mutable? That means we can change the elements in the list once we declared. In Python, lists are written with the square brackets. That is the syntax. Okay, great. So when we initialize the list, use the square bracket, that is called as subscript operator. Okay. So for example, you can initialize the list L using different data members of type string, integer or float. So we will check it by using our PyCharm IDE. So open the PyCharm IDE, create your new Python file, give the name as a list 33 and press enter. Okay, great. So let's 33.py file get open. Now what we want to initialize one list of name L. And what is the syntax? Use square bracket. And you can initialize string, yes. Okay, so integer value, yes, great. Float value, yes, we have to. It is a non-homogeneous data elements we want to save in together in the list, which is having ordered indexing. That means we want to access it by using index. And in the list, as per the array notation, first element is having index 0. Great. So print the list using print. Just give the name of the list, that is L. Okay, so just run it. After running, what is the output? Output is a Amol 11 99.99. It gives you list. So list is in the form of square bracket or contains the elements in the square bracket itself, separated by comma operator. Okay, great guys. So let's move to the next point. Lists can be also used for implementing stacks and queues data structure. Yeah, we know stack. What is the stacks? Last in, first out. It works on. And queues, which is works on first in, first out. Okay, and we can implement list, stack and queues using list, because which is mutable, and we can remove the elements from first or last using different methods which is available in the list. So we will see that part on the next. So index in the list in the Python, we can access the list elements or items by using index number. First element's index is 0 and so on, 1, 2, like this. Okay, so if you want to print first element from the list, use print L of 0. 0 index means the first element in the list. Great. So guys, just check on PyCharm, is it works properly or not. Suppose if you want to print element in the list of index 1, so write print L of 1. So what is the output, guys? Yes, no doubt, it is 11. So check it by using run method. Okay, so what is the output? Yes, great, 11. So similarly, if you want to print element of -1, is it given some error? No, it is not a syntactical error. So what is the output? Let's check what output is given. So it gives you last element in the list, that is 99.99. So we can use index from starting from 0 or -1. -1 gives the reverse. Okay, so let's check whether it works for 2. -2. What is minus 2? This is minus 1 index element from the last. This is minus 2. So it gives you 11 as an output. Let's check whether it gives you correct output or not. Yes, great guys, it gives you correct output. But if we want to print index which is not present, for example minus 4, is it present in your list? This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, but minus 4 is not present. Then what it gives you? It gives you syntactical error. Let's check. Yes, it gives you syntactical error. What is the syntactical error? Index error. List index out of range. That is the error. So you must give the index within the range from the start of the list or from the last of the list. Great guys. So I hope you understand the concept. Clear? Okay, so let's move on to the next point. Okay, negative indexing means the beginning from the end. Minus 1 refers to the last item. Okay, so minus 2 refers the second last item, and so on. We can specify the range of index by specifying where to start and where to end the range. When specifying a range, return values will be new list with the specified item. How we check whether the new list is there or not? Okay, so we will find that also. Okay, print L from 3 to 5, which will print all the elements which is started from the index 3, which is included, and index 5 which is excluded. So let's check whether it gives you correct output or not. So the list contains, so add some more elements. Okay, so this is our list L. Suppose from 2 to 3, 2 to 5. Okay, so index, this is at 0, this is index 1, this is index 2, this is index 3. So 2 means 99.99 to 22. 5 is excluded. So these two elements new list is displayed. So let's check whether it works or not. Okay, so 99, that is 2, then 22, this is 3. Okay, this 21, that is 4, and 5 excluded because 5 is not there. If we add the elements and again check it. Okay, so what it gives you? Okay, it's great, yeah guys, you understand? That means we will check only returns the list from starting index to end, but end index is excluded and starting index is included. So let's move to the next point. By leaving out the start value, the range will start from the first item. Means what? Okay, let's check whether the list contains some string. Then if you don't give range, that is first element, what happens? It returns the items from the starting to index. Okay, so it returns Amol, Suraj and Kedar, not Samir. Okay, till Kedar the list is displayed. So check whether it works or not. After that, leaving out the end index. If you don't specify the end index in the range, so what happens? Let's check. If you index 2 colon, but end index is not there, range is not specified, then what happens? It returns the items from the second element to the last element. Okay, great. We will check it on our PyCharm IDE. So what is first thing? That is, we don't specify. Okay, so specify first index, but last index of the range does not specify. So what happens? From 2 to last elements get displayed. So let's check whether it works or not. So from 99.99, that is the index 2, to last index elements get displayed on the console. If we specify what? That is index from first is not present to 5. So what happens? So list get displayed from the first element to the fifth index. Fifth index means till 21 elements get displayed. I hope you understand, guys. If you have any doubts, let me know and write your query, doubts in the comment box or chat window. Great. So let's move to the next point. I hope you understand. Yes? Okay. So specify negative indexes if you want to start the search from the end of the list. Yeah, it is also possible. You can specify the minus indexes. We will check that part. Okay, so if this is a list containing some names of students, then print the list from -3. -3 means Vijay is -1 index, Samir is -2, Kedar is -3. So -3 to -1. -1 is excluded. So only Kedar and Samir will be returned. Okay, we will see that on the PyCharm ID. So let's move on to the next part. If -1 colon -3, minus means Vijay, -3 Kedar, so it returns no items get returned. Meaning less to the print items from -1 to -3 means return empty list, does not give any error. Okay, we will check that part also on the ID. Okay, third condition we have to check that -1 to -3 returns Suraj item in the list. Okay, because 0 index 1 and -3, -1, -2, -3, -3 is excluded. So only 1 to -3 means Suraj get displayed. So we will see all this on the PyCharm ID. So let's open the PyCharm ID. What we want to do from minus indexing. So -3 to -1. So what it returns? -3. What is -1, -2, -3? 2 -1 means 22 and 21 is the output displayed on the console as a new list. Yes, great. It's written. Okay, second point. If -3 and what? -4. Okay, great guys. What it returns now? Okay, it returns empty string, not any syntactical error, but empty list. Why? Because -1, -2, -3, -3 to onwards, but -3 to -4, it is not print reversely, so it gives you empty list. Great guys. Next, what is the next condition? Suppose +1 and -4. What it returns? 0, 1 and -4, -1, -2, -3, -4. So what it returns? It returns 11. So just check whether it gives you 11 as an output. Yes, great guys. List contains only 11 element. So combination of 1 and -4 is also possible. But if you give -2, okay, so what happens? Okay, -1 to -7. So what it gives you? Let's run. Okay, it gives you empty because 1, 0, 1 and -7, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7 is not present, so it gives you empty list. Great guys. Hope you understand. Yes. So let's move on to the next point. Okay, change item value. If you want to change item value, then use following code. That is, directly you can assign list 1 is equal to Amar. So in the list 1, 0th 1 index element, that is Suraj, get replaced by using Amar string. Is it possible? Okay, so yes, it is possible in Python. So let's check whether it works or not. So, and print the whole list. So whole list is L. So before that, what we assign? L of index, L is not present, capital L. And what is the index? Suppose 1, we assign 100. So instead of index 1's value 11, what get replaced? 100 get replaced. Okay, let's check whether it works or not. So 100 is overwrite instead of 11 using this L1 index is equal to 100 statement. Great guys, it works. Next, to determine if specified item is present in the list, use the keyword in. For example, this is your list containing number number of different names, and if you want, if Kedar is present in the list, then check Kedar in the list. If list, then print yes. Okay, so let's check using PyCharm IDE. So if suppose 11 in L, if it is N, then print 11 in the list. This is the message. So let's check whether it works or not. Yes, it works because it returns true, and if true, body of if get displayed. But guys, if Amol, if you want to check Amol, so Amol in the list, it gives you syntactical error. Why? Because you want to press either double quotes or single quotes for the string. So checks whether it works or not. Yes, 11 in the list. But if I'm capital M, that is Amol in the list, no guys, because it is a case sensitive. Amol and Amol, these are the identifiers are two different string. Let's check whether it works or not. No output, that means this condition is false. So that's why print method does not get executed. Great guys, I hope you understand. Move on to the next point, that is methods in the Python. To print the number of items in the list, use the length method. Okay, great, length list. So check whether it works or not. So remove this part and print what? Length method. So length, and give the name of the list, that is L. So it gives you number of items present in your list. So how many items are present? Total 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Great. So this is simple one. So next method, to add the item to the end of the list, use the append method. So list dot append Onkar. So you can append anything at the end of the list using append method. So let's check whether it works or not. So how to append? Yes. So use L dot append method, and which string you want. Suppose Suraj you want to add at the end of the list and print it. Okay. So let's check whether it works or not. It gives you 7 as the output because you print length, but what we want to print whole list. So just give print L. Okay, and then let's check it whether it works or not. Amol and Suraj get appended at the end of the list. Great guys, append method works properly. So next, to add an item at the specified index, use the insert method. So insert element at the index 1. So it insert the element to the specified list. So whether it works? Yes, insert method. So append. After appending, remove this one and L1 dot insert method. So insert, what it gives you, at which index you want and which element. Suppose Kedar. Okay, so Kedar string which you want to insert at the index 1. 1 means here before 11, and check whether it insert properly or not. So Amol, and after Amol Kedar is inserted before 11. Great guys, it works. Let's move to the next point. Remove the item from the list. So remove method removes the specified item from the list. So remove Amol removes the Amol string from your list. So guys, check it. Suppose here in the string from the list L, what we want to remove? Remove tab. So remove what? 11. So 11 is removed from your list and display it. So just check Amol, then 11 is removed then 99.99, 22. Yes, great guys, it works. So remove method removes the element from the list. But if item is not present in the list which we want to remove, it gives you error guys. Yes, check it whether it works or not. Suppose you want to remove Kedar from the list and this is not present, so what happens? Yes, it gives you value error. List dot remove x. X is not in the list, so it gives you syntactical error guys. Okay, so to remove pop method is also used. From using pop method we can remove the item from specified index, or if you does not specify the index then automatically last element get removed. Okay, so just check the pop method. So from PyCharm ID L1.pop, just if you specify only pop method then automatically 88 is removed from the list. Just check it whether it works or not. Yes, great guys, 81 88 is removed from your list. And if you want to specify suppose index 1, then what happened? 0 1 11 get removed from your list guys. Yes, 11 is removed from your list. So pop method is also used for removing the items from the list which is specified index, or if you does not specify index automatically last element is get popped. Yes, great. So move to the next method, delete. Delete is a keyword to remove specified index from the list. So it is a keyword. So let's check whether it works or not. So what is it? Use the keyword del from the list. Which index elements? Suppose 0th index, that means Amol get deleted from your list. Is it works? Yes, Amol is removed from your list. Great guys. So let's move to the next point. Delete keyword is also delete list completely. If you want to delete total list then use del list directly and print that. Okay, so let's check whether it works or not. So if you want to delete whole list, delete L and print the L. So what happens? Okay, so what it gives you? It gives you name error because name L is not defined, because if you delete the L total list is not present in your RAM, so it is, or it is not empty also, so it gives you syntactical error. Great. So you understood the difference. Deleted element, it gives you you specify the index here, then it delete the element from your list. If you delete whole list then that list is not exist, then if you print it, it gives you syntactical error. Great. Next method, to clear method, empties the list. So list get clear method empties the list. So just what is the difference between clear and delete? So we will check it using PyCharm ID. So clear. Yes, it is not a separate. Okay, so use L dot clear. Okay, so L dot clear. So if L dot clear means delete whole elements from the list and list is empty. So whether it works? Okay, and what it returns? It gives you empty list because L, that is the list object, is present on your RAM, but elements are not there. So clear method and delete. If you use delete keyword deletes whole list with the object reference also, and so it gives you syntactical error in the delete keyword when you use to delete the list. Understood difference between delete keyword to delete the list and clear method? I hope you understand. Okay, so next, that is copy a list. Makes a copy of list with the copy method. List one dot copy, so you can copy one list into another list also. So let's check whether it works or not. Copy method. So this is L is a list, you want to add L1, so L dot copy method. So what happens, that L is copied into L1, whole list is copied. So let's check whether it works or not, and print L. Okay, now print L1 also and check whether whole list is copied or not. Yes, L as it is list is copied into L1. Great guys, and both L1 and L2 are two different objects. And if you want to check, so what you want to do, print ID and gives the name of the list L, then print ID L1. Great. So run it and check. Yeah, both having different memory address location or IDs. That means these two, L1 and L2, are two different objects. Yes, that means L is copied into L1. So two different lists get maintained. Great guys. Okay, so let's move to the another way of copying. Clear? Using list built-in method also we can copy list to the another list. So just check it on the PyCharm ID. So this is one copy method. After that, so give comment line. Then what we have to do, using next method, that is L1 is equal to list, that is constructor, and passed what, L. So what happens, this L is copied into L1 list, is it, and two different objects are created for that. So let's check whether it works or not. Okay, two different memory location is allocated, and when you print the L1, whole L list is copied as it is to the L1 list. Great guys, I hope you understand the copying method, that is list. Okay, so move to the another. Okay, if you, another way of copying is assign one object directly to the another. But what happens guys, let's check on PyCharm ID. So remove that part. You can directly assign L1 L to the L1. Is it possible? Yes guys, but what happens, L1 directly assigned to L1, that means L and L1 having pointing to the same memory location, no new memory location is assigned for the L1. So how we can check it, using ID method. So if L and L1 having same ID, that means same objects they will refer. Okay, so let's check. Okay, great, these are having two IDs are same, that means L1 and L, these are same objects of list type. Okay, so new copy is not created in this case. That's why whenever we have to make change in the L, automatically it is get reflected into L1. But in the previous ways, by using list method, copy method, whenever second copy we have to change some values, then which is not reflected into previous copy. Understood guys? I hope you understood better. Great. So next method, join two list. There are number different ways to join the list. First is by using plus operator. So let's move and check whether it works or not using PyCharm ID. So this is L is the first list. So delete it. Second list, suppose Kedar, then 99, 33. These are the two lists, and if you want to join, so how to join? L2 is the third list, L plus L1. Okay, great. So just check whether it works or not. Okay, but what we have to print? L3. No, L3 is not present, L2. Okay, so run it. Great. What it gives you? Amol 288, and after that Kedar 99 and 33. Okay, great guys. I hope you understand that part very well. Okay, so next, after that, joining Okay, so let's stop here